magnificent afternoon, wonderful evening, and awesome morning for everyone around the world. This is Carla from Rehan Allahwala's World of Connections. And today I have the honor of talking to Shivali S from New Delhi, India. And she is going to tell us about her life, her work, and her passions in life. And I am going to learn with you as much as she wants to tell us. Having said that, I want to remind you that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace, one conversation at a time. Shivali, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much. God is great. Yes, I am Shivali from New Delhi, and I'm very happy to be here talking to you and to the world, that we are all connected. I strongly believe that all of us are divinely connected. And what else to say about myself? Briefly, I can say that professionally, I am a coach, I'm a trainer and a mentor, and I do training programs for boys and girls, and it's all about their career plans. So basically, I teach them about communication and presentation and how to kind of, present themselves uh, for various careers as they prepare themselves for the various interviews, etc. Now, this is one part of me, and the other aspect of me is that I'm a holistic healer also. I've been into healing since 2006, and it is a very long journey that I have made. To speak about such a long journey, in a very brief period of time is a challenge, but I'll try my best. Well, I can say that I'm human first, you know, all my other qualifications. Okay, that's by God's grace. I'm human first, and my journey with myself began much earlier. It was way back in 2000 that, when I really began to question myself that what is the mission of my life? What is the purpose of my life? And that's how I felt that I need to connect with people. I love to talk to people, connect, hear them, and see whether I can help them in some way. And that is why I took to this profession of teaching and training also, because it makes me feel good at the end of it that, I'm helping others. This is what I have to say in brief.
Okay, can we go back to something I heard you say? You said we are divinely connected. I agree with you, but I just want to know more about that statement that you made. How
Okay.
are we divinely connected?
See, irrespective of the country where we live, the race, the community to which we belong, our identity is that we are all souls. Now, being brought up on the Vedic traditions also, and here I would like to add that I'm born in a Vedic family, but I was brought up on a Christian education. I've been totally brought up on the Christian education. I knew more of the Bible than I knew about my Bhagavad Gita. That was the time. And everyone would laugh that she knows more about the Bible. I said, yes. And my neighborhood was full of people from other communities. We didn't have a temple also in our area. We had two mosques and a church. So I think I was very fortunate because I could get connected to all kinds of people from a very young age. And my parents, I owe them a lot. Both my parents always encouraged me by saying that be a good human being. And as we know from Bhagavad Gita, we are all souls. And as I grew up and I interacted more and more with people, bearing in mind the kind of upbringing I was having. I would go to the church, I would go to the temple, any place of worship also. At the end of it, it just made me feel, as years flowed by, that we are all connected. God has created all of us. And all the systems are speaking about only about one thing, that be good, be a co-creator. This is what I strongly believe in. And of course, today I have matured, and with passage of time, you learn more, you learn to connect, and it doesn't really matter who the other person is there for you. So that's why I say we are all divinely created because God has created us. Okay, there could be someone who doesn't believe in God. There could be someone who is an atheist, doesn't believe. But at the end, we all believe in the divine energy. Yes, I think all of us believe that there's some energy, which connects all of us. And all we have to do is to reach out within our own heart. If we can connect with our own heart, automatically it's going to connect us to the hearts of others. That's why I said this.
Do you believe that our breath has a big part of connecting us together?
Pardon? Our what? Pardon?
Our breath, how we breathe.
Yes. Yes. If I get your question correct, if you're talking about, connecting with your inner self, see, there could be various means of doing it. Some do yoga, some do meditation, some sit in absolute silence. You could be in nature, you could be in the countryside, and you're just relaxing. When you're just becoming the observer, if that's what you mean, yes, your breath, uh, you know, connecting with your inner self means being conscious of your inner self. And yes, being conscious of the fact that you're, the movement of your breath. Yes, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. Does the breath change from country to country, or is it the same
As
throughout?
far as I believe it's the same, but it could be within the same country. It depends on where you are, in which situation you are. We are not always in the same situation at all times. After all, we are human beings. So there will be challenges. So if I'm in a place where there's a lot of noise which is going on, now my response will decide everything. I could be very happy in that noise around me. I could be perfectly calm in that noise. Depends on how I respond to it. At least that's what I have learned also. It is not something that I have just realized like that. I had to undergo a particular training. I have been trained also, like how to meditate and all. And meditation, I strongly believe, for me, the kind of system into which I took my training, it is not about just sitting and keeping your eyes closed, because our mind can really run super fast. So I believe in dynamic meditation, where you can do visualization, where you can be very creative, just like a child, just like a child, the way we were when we were very small, Carla. When we were very small, we were so happy. Why? Because, we would just be ourselves. And, like we would be playing with sand and say, okay, these are castles for me. This is where the prince and the princess live, that make believe world. I think those are the best days of our life. And we need to rediscover that child in us. If we could just connect ourselves with that child, then it doesn't matter where we are, which country, it's all the same. This is what I feel. I may be not 100% correct, but this has been my experience of life. Doesn't matter. Breaths don't really change.
I agree. The air in India is the same as the air in the United States.
Absolutely.
And it
Absolutely.
travels throughout the world. It doesn't change. And actually, that air is the essence of our lives. Would you agree to that?
Yes, 100%. The problem lies, the challenge lies when we feel the disconnect. It could be due to anything, challenges or whatever. You feel that disconnect. But the moment you can reconnect, everything is as good as ever. This is what I feel. You are in harmony. Because I feel that we should be in harmony with ourselves first, within ourselves. If we are in harmony with ourselves, our inner being, our true being, then it enables us to be spontaneous with others also. We can reach out to others. But first, we need to relax ourselves. I can't be telling others to relax if I am not relaxed, right? So I need to make that divine connect with my own inner self. And I have to sometimes remind myself I'm not some perfect yogi or someone, not like that. I have my own flaws and challenges. But yes, uh, ultimately, we are all together. I once again say, I can say this with great confidence. If we just begin to speak that language as a child, where we just knew about love, there won't be any, any kind of challenge then in the world around us. I feel the world needs more, more people like us who can just speak the language of love, the language of our heart, the language of our soul, because we are all souls on the journey together. Not just in this time, this lifetime. I think millions of lifetimes. I have seen 7 of my previous births, and through my meditation, of course. And I owe this to my teachers, my guides, my spiritual masters who took me into all this. And otherwise, I was also like an ordinary person living an ordinary life. And then I realized, no, I'm something beyond this. I'm not just Shivali, just this physical body. I'm something else. So the day I realized this, I think I began to make better connections, happier connections. Because now when I look at someone, that person doesn't appear as a man or a woman or something else, or from America or India. To me, oh wow, we are all souls together. Oh, so this is what I had read and experienced in my previous lives, Carla, that's very interesting. And of course, we can't experience all our lives because we have lived millions of lives. But the whole idea is that when we see our past lives also, a lot of people, they're curious to see their past lives. That what was I like in my past life? I was another human being in another body, whatever. Maybe I was a man, maybe I was a woman, maybe I was from a very different religion or a different set of beliefs. But ultimately, now when I have taken on this body as Shivali, so many times I've lived this life, similar life. What's the difference between that life and this life? But yes, the learning is there that we are all souls. We are all souls. There is nothing to fight about. I really wish people understand this, that there's nothing to fight about actually. It's the language of love that we need to rediscover. And past lives, the only purpose of seeing past lives is there are many who don't believe in it. There are many who do not believe. They do not believe in reincarnation at all. It's okay. I respect them. I totally, because there was a time when I used to say the same thing. But when I experienced, I said, no, I've actually written down in a logbook of mine in which year, in which century, I was in which country. I've been an African, for example. So, the whole idea is that we are souls. This is what, again, I'm trying to say. We are souls on a journey together. Today, I'm Shivali in front of Carla from New Delhi. Never know where my next birth is going to be.
And does it really matter if we know? Because it's this 1 minute, this one moment that we have. We don't know what's happening 2 minutes from now.
Absolutely.
And whatever we did 2 minutes ago has very little meaning.
Yes. That's why they say there's no past, there's no future, just this present. Live in the moment, experience it. I remember the time, Kalra, if this was around 2006, when I was facing certain challenges in my life and I was seeking spiritual nourishment, I would call it. So I was reading books, I was attending satsangs. I came to know about a lady who would organize Sri Ravi Shankar's satsangs also. I went for those sessions also. Then someone
Art of
invited.
living? Art
Hello,
of living?
pardon. Yes.
Have you been a part of Art of Living?
No, I have not directly been a part of Art of Living, but my friends, they have been into Art of Living. They still are. And you see, Carla, for me, it doesn't really matter. I can go and sit there. I can really gel. I can mix up because they're speaking the same thing. Everyone is saying the same thing. We need to, really voice this. So if I have attended some session, some satsang of Sri Ravi Shankarji, I felt so happy. Again, if I have gone and attended some other devotees, I have met some Vedic, people who are into the Vedic studies also. One of my biggest, the books that I came across was the Bhagavad Gita, as it is by Srila Prabhupada. So, what I'm trying to say is that that was a time when I was searching. I was searching for answers. And any book I picked up, any association I made, they were telling me the same thing. I said, then why is the world fighting? What are we fighting about? Everyone is saying the same thing. I remember I used to go for my retreat. We had for Christians and non-Christian retreats. We had in a school and college. And again, the same thing would be said, you know, be good, be human, we are lovely people, help each other. It's the language of humanity. Everyone is trying to speak. This is what I feel. This is a topic I really love to talk on, so I'll just control myself.
It's wonderful. In fact, I have another idea that I'll discuss with you very briefly today when we're done. But when we're talking about the universality of us all, how can we make this more known in the world? So people stop thinking, well, I'm in India, I know nothing about or want to know nothing about Germany or United States. We're all connected globally, and especially now that we have the internet. How can we help people understand this more?
Firstly, like for example, today you've called me here to speak, right? So I also had to muster courage, like, okay, I'm online, I'm speaking. I think we really need to take advantage of this technology that we have at our fingertips. The social media can play a very important role. Generally, what happens, the voice of dissent, the voice of hatred or violence seems to appear very strong. It seems to appear very strong. But if the voice of peace, love, can also raise its voice, we don't raise our voice. I feel we don't raise. I'll speak about myself. I know so much. So why don't I come online and, do something, reach out to people? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I know I'm not doing it. I should be doing it. I have to take the responsibility. Each and every human being has to take their own responsibility. We cannot point fingers at others, and blame others. No, it's us. It's me. I, as Shivali, what can I do? I have to question myself. And then if I have the social media, today I have the Facebook, I have the Instagram, why don't I become that a voice of peace? And if each one starts doing it, automatically, as I say that the world needs more healers, the world needs more, and there are many who are doing wonderful things. They need to come forward. They need to be heard more. Today, I'm part of this global community. You know, you are there, Rehan Bhai is there. So, what are we all doing? We are all trying to make some effort, you know, and yes, light is always there. You know, what is darkness? Darkness is nothing but the absence of light. You know, all we have to do is replace the darkness with light, and more shining bright light, and the job is done. And rest, let's leave it to God. Let's leave it to the universe. But let's first take the step. Let's come forward. We have to take the responsibility.
Right. And when we take that responsibility, our lives change amazingly.
Yes. Yes.
So, what is one tip you would give to people to realize the importance of taking this responsibility?
See, firstly, we need to, interact with each other, talk to each other, talk to as many people, and don't have these, limitations of mind. Read books. Books, I feel, really make you understand a lot of things, help you to connect. Like you read all kinds of literature, read all kinds of books, uh, even on the social media, connect with maximum people. Like if I'm in India, I should not be just connecting with people in India. I should be connecting to people in other countries also. So my message would be that let's talk the language of love. Let's not be judgmental. Let's accept the other people, the other person, as he or she is, as the other person is. There shouldn't be any judgment, and there should be unconditional love. This is what I want to say. Unconditional love is the key to opening heart. This is what we should do.
I agree wholeheartedly. But why do you think people are so scared to love unconditionally?
Um, there could be various reasons. If it's on a very personal level, it could be the fear of rejection or fear of authority, power. I don't know. What are they scared of? They could be feeling threatened due to various reasons. But I think there's no need for that, because it's not necessary that everyone has to agree with me, right? Everyone doesn't have to agree with me. It's not a debate. It's a discussion. It's an interaction. It's like reaching out. So what are we scared of? Maximum, the other person will say, I don't agree with you. So that's fine. That's fine. Absolutely. We are not supposed to agree on everything. That's what, we are like a global family. If we call ourselves a global family, you tell me, Carla, in our own families, do we agree with everyone?
Absolutely not.
do we agree? Do we agree with everyone in our own small little families? So why do we have this fear that others, they may not agree? It's okay. That's what unconditional love is all about. If you've spoken, you said this, okay, I may not agree, but I love you. I love you for the way you are. That's it. Unconditional love. And yes, one more thing I would like to say, that no matter what, without spiritual nourishment, nothing really works. You could have the best of cars, you could have the best of mansions, riches, whatever. At the end of it, that inner nourishment, that divine nourishment, if you have that, things become better in all ways. Then with whatever you have, you feel happy with that. This is what I feel. So spiritual nourishment is also the key, and of course, unconditional love.
And it's so very important. Just out of curiosity, do you have kids?
Yes, I have. I have two grown-up kids, my son and my daughter. And my daughter is a working girl. She's a working woman. She started working. She's done psychology and she's working also. And my son is still studying. And I have been a single mother. So, but I'm very proud of them. They are my sweetest angels. And I've also taught them the same thing, the language of love. It's a language of love. So that when they go out, they will also be, like unconditional love. This is what I feel. I'm a happy mom. I'm a very happy mom. I'm very proud of my kids.
I am very amazed. I would have never thought that you had children that old.
Yes, they are not with me because, for personal reasons, they are not with me. But all I can say to all those who are hearing me out, life throws you challenges. You know why? I have only one answer for that. Because there was a time when I used to say, why me? I used to tell God, why me? Now I say, try me. just try me. The universe, try me, because it's okay. Each one of us is making a certain journey in life. And, when the challenge comes, that is the time when the inner invincible spirit rises, it rises. And speak the language of love. You can win everyone's heart. And one thing I want to say is, nowadays I am into Nichiren Buddhism also. As I said, Kalra, for me, it doesn't make a difference. I have done all kinds of studies just to see, and to learn from wherever I can learn. So Nichiren Buddhism is being led by Ikeda Sensei today, and there also they tell you about that all of us are Buddhas. It's the same thing they are saying, that all of us are Buddhas. Lord Buddha was not some god. He is one of us. We are all Buddhas, and we have all come together with a divine purpose. And that is to connect with each other, to help each other, and to make this world a better place. It's already beautiful. Mother Earth is very beautiful. Gaia is very beautiful. So all we need to do is, yes, true.
It's amazing. What would you like to leave our audience with?
I want all
main thought?
Main thought is that main thought would be that, irrespective of your belief and whichever practice you are doing, your religion, your belief system, they all are helping you to be spiritually nourished. So please connect yourself to that always. Believe in the divine. You may not be believing in some god. You could be believing, you don't believe in any god. You could be an atheist. It doesn't matter. But all of us believe in a divine energy, and we are all co-creators. We are all sparks of the divine, and we are co-creators. We have come here to make this world a better place. It's already very beautiful. And let's speak the language of love. With love, you can overcome everything in life. Everything in life. And smile. Yes, smile, which I tell my students a lot. You can win people with your smile. Just smile, and things really improve. That's what I say. I'm overwhelmed, actually.
I want to thank you so much for speaking with me tonight. And I really do not want to end this, but I have to. But we're going to talk about something briefly after this, after we go live. This has been a wonderful conversation, and thank you for allowing it to happen, and those people who watch or will watch on replay, because it's been wonderful. And I want to remind you that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace one conversation at a time. Can we wave goodbye? Don't go anywhere yet.